started recording to it.
Good.
That's it? It's your son. Well, take off your mask. Okay, sit down, sit down.
He looks younger than in the pictures. Yeah, he looks younger than.
I'ma be the one. In my life, I've seen so many things. In my life, I've felt so many dreams. In my life, I've seen so many things. So many things. So many things. Think about things. Think about things. Think about diamonds. Think about diamonds. Seeing shining rings. Hearing loud things. Feeling so vibrant. Feeling so vibrant. I wanted that loud. Wanted that crowd. But I remain silent. But I remain silent. I wanted her vows. Make her my pal. But stay low key. Oh, the irony. Wanna go hop, but then I freeze. Down for a shot of Hennessy. But water will make my mind at ease. Life feels long, but then it's a breeze. Satan or Satan got me weak. Do all my life for the knowledge tree. Who am I in a world of infinite dreams? Who am I in a world of material things? Who am I in a world of medial means? Who am I in a world of numeral beings? In a world nothing is everything. In my life I've seen so many things. In my life I've felt so many dreams. In my life I've seen so many things. So many things. So many things. In my life I've seen.
All right. Hey everybody. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to this video. So I'll just take it from there. First off, I never knew my dad. I'm 30 years old, so when I mean 30 years later, I literally mean all my life. And so I don't think I mentioned that in the video, but yeah, 30 years up to this point, I've known life without my dad, and I finally got to meet him. I've met him 3 times already. He seen me in the hospital a couple of times after birth, and then I think he saw me one more time when I was like 2 or 3 years old, and this was when I was like really sick, and he mentioned it to me, and then I confirmed it with my mom. I relayed the story to my mom, and she's like, yeah, I remember that night when you were really sick, and dad wanted to see you and take you to the hospital, make sure I was okay. And so that's the last time I seen him. About that song, by the way, that song really kind of like fed momentum as far as me finally getting to meet my dad, because here's the thing about that song. I went by Slick all these years. I'm a rapper, by the way. Well, off and on, it's my hobby. That song, the significance of it all is that I changed my name from Slick to Simpson, which is my first name. That's the very first song I ever went under Simpson as. And yeah, coincidence. My sister, which you saw there, she ends up meeting, she ends up adding Falcon, my friend, one of my best friends, and they meet on Facebook, and she hears the song In My Life. She likes it, but she sees that it's featuring me, Simpson. Keep in mind that she's known about my name. She's known of me through my dad, because my dad used to tell his story. And if we could back up a little bit, my dad eventually went on to have his own family after he left me and my mom. And I'll give you a little more backstory into that later. My dad went on to have this family of 4. He had N.A., the second oldest. And anyway, she knew throughout her life about me. Actually, I think it was more so the past several years. She knew that she had a older brother named Simpson, and that I could be in the area. So when she heard that song, she kind of sat on it a little bit, and she often wondered if Simpson was the brother she had been looking for. And yeah, meanwhile, I'm over here tucked away over in Independence, this little small city of like 15,000 people. Think about it. Here's the thing. Here was the difficulty, I think, in my sister trying to find me. It was that my last name, I went by Alec Ward, which is, I took my mom's maiden name, and then I also took my grandfather's government name. And so those two names were very important to me. Garcia was just the name I used legally, like on papers and everything. But I never put it out on like social media or anything like that. But yeah, I think that was the difficult part in finding me as well. I guess, from what she's told me, she's investigated, even hired a PI, a private investigator. That's crazy. But yeah, and then also, I've only known my mom's side of my family for my whole life. Like, I'm half Mexican, which is on my dad's side, and half Marshallese, which is, I'm from the Marshall Islands. And so I've only known my mom's, the Pacific Islander side of my life, so far, up to this point. And so, yeah, this is all I know. And just think about it. Put yourself in my position. So all I've known is who I know. And all I know is what I know. And this piece of me over here. And then all of a sudden, these new strangers come into my life, and I'm like, whoa. And so as far as the song goes, if we fast forward, the song came out in September of 2020. And then, so she had heard it for a while. She knew Falcon for a while. She kind of gained this rapport with him. And then fast forward to about April 9th, 2021 was the day when we decided to meet. And the crazy thing about this day was, it's probably my last day of knowing what I know previously, and then beginning this new chapter. NA, my sis, decides to say, okay, she hears a song. She's like, okay, she's talking with Falcon. Okay, she tells him, she's on the phone, and she's like, hey, so on the song, I know that you got a friend named Simpson, and he's featured on one of your songs. That's my brother. That's what she tells him. And he's like, wait, no way. And so Falcon calls me, and he tells me, he's like, hey, I got some wild news for you. He's like, where are you at? And I'm like, yo, I'm at a taco truck. I'm eating tacos with my fam. And he's like, all right, do what you do with your fam. After you're done with that, drop everything, come over to my house. So I'm like, dang, what's important? What's so important that he's got to tell me? I'm wondering if it's like he inked a record deal or something. And he's really texting me. He's like, are you coming over or not? Like, come over. It's like really important news I got to tell you. And so I'm like, okay. As I'm driving, scarfing one taco down as I get there. And then I get to the house, I pull up, and I decide I'm gonna chill. I'm just gonna chill in the car. I'm gonna eat the rest of these tacos. If he's got something really important he's gotta tell me, he's gonna come outside his house. I'm gonna roll down the window, and he's gonna tell me. As soon as I pull up, this guy opens the door to his house, and he's motioning me to come in. He's like, I finished my taco, actually 1.5. I only get through the second, like half of it. I go inside, and it is crazy. So if I can like describe the setting for you, like I go in the house,